Hi there, and welcome back to Tools for Self-Improvement. I'm Roxana, your coach and psychologist, and today I want us to talk about procrastination excuses. What are they, and how can we manage them in order to reduce our procrastination? So procrastination excuses are those specific justifications or explanations that we use in order to convince ourselves that it's okay to avoid, reschedule, postpone, procrastinate a task, behavior, or activity that we wanted to do, that we planned to do, that we know we should be doing, or that will be beneficial for us to actually do. So what do we tell ourselves before we convince ourselves not to do something? And it's important for us to remember that these procrastination excuses can be very powerful because we have become very good at convincing ourselves that it's okay to procrastinate. And we have been repeating these excuses many times. At the same time, procrastination can be a reward in itself. So if I avoid doing a task that I perceive to be boring or uninteresting, and I replace that with a pleasant activity that brings me joy and satisfaction and other positive emotions, my brain will understand that procrastination is a good thing. And then next time when I want to start the same task or similar ones, my brain will say, but let's procrastinate again. Remember how easy and fun it was last time when we did this. And so I'm going to procrastinate again and again and again. And I'm going to go into this vicious circle of procrastination that's very difficult to get out of. So in order for us to make it easier to manage our procrastination behavior, it's very important to try to identify the procrastination excuses that we're using. And I want you to take a moment to try to think about what you're telling yourself before you procrastinate. I'm going to give you a bunch of examples that help you in this direction. So a lot of the excuses that we're using have to do with how we're feeling before we decide to procrastinate. So I might be saying, well, there's no point for me to do this task now because I'm so tired. I might as well do it tomorrow when I'm more rested. Or I'm lacking energy and resources. I'm certain that even if I start, I won't be able to focus. So I don't, right? Or I might be saying, I'm not motivated or inspired to do this task right now. I will wait until I find the moment where I'm very inspired, and then doing this task will be so easy, right? So these are all related to how I'm feeling in that moment. Other excuses that we use have to do with the time and how we perceive time. So I might be saying, I only have 10 minutes before my other task, so there's no point in starting now. Or it's so late in the evening, I have so little time for this, I'm not going to do it right now. Or I might be saying, my deadline for this task is so far away that it's pointless for me to start now. I'm going to wait until I have a bit of time pressure, right? Until the deadline approaches a bit more faster, and then I will be able to do it. Now there's no use to that. A lot of other procrastination have to do with the conditions that we set for ourselves. So a lot of the times we say, I have to do this behavior, and then I can do the task that I want to do, right? Then I can do the task that I'm procrastinating, basically. So I might be saying, I have to go for a walk and relax a bit, and then I can do my task. I have to cook a super delicious meal, and then I can do my task. I have to write three emails, and then I can start do this task. Or I don't have enough information, I have to research a bit more. The problem with this is that even though I do these behaviors, I don't then end up doing my task in itself, because these behaviors either take a lot of time, take a lot of my resources, or I just don't have space anymore for the desired task. A lot of these conditions also have to do with our workspace. So I might be telling myself a lot of things like, my desk is so disorganized, I cannot work in these conditions, I have to clean my desk first and then I will be able to focus. Or my apartment is so messy, I cannot work in such a mess because I won't be able to focus, I won't be able to do a good job. So first I have to put effort in to clean my apartment, and then I'm going to do the task, right? So these all are procrastination excuses. And it's important for you to think about what are the excuses that you're using, because those are the things that you want to go and change afterwards. So really try to identify, what am I telling myself when I'm trying to convince myself not to do this behavior or task or activity? Or if you realize that you've been procrastinating something, or that maybe you procrastinated this morning, ask yourself, how did I manage to do that? How did I manage to convince myself not to do that behavior even though it was planned for me to do it? What did I tell myself? After you realized what are the excuses that you're using, we're going to move on to step 2, and that is dismissing your procrastination excuses. So we go and we look at what you're telling yourself, and you try for you to see it from a different perspective. And when we say dismissing our procrastination excuses, it's important for us to realize that these excuses might actually be valid. They might be true, they might be based on reality. So a lot of the times it is true that I'm feeling tired or demotivated. That's my reality. A lot of the times it is true that my desk is disorganized or my apartment is very messy. Or a lot of the times it is true that yes, I have to eat, or I would benefit from taking a walk. We're not debating that. That is not our problem. The idea is just to realize that even though this might be my reality, even though what I'm telling to myself might be true or valid, it's not powerful or important enough for me not to do the behavior. It's not powerful or important enough to stand in the way of me achieving what I want to achieve. For me doing that activity, that task, accomplishing that goal. So when I say, yes, I might be tired. I am tired. Yes, I might be tired. But it doesn't mean that I cannot start my behavior, try for 10 minutes and see what happens. Because maybe I can get some more resources or feel more energized by the fact that I'm doing the activity, and then be able to go on a bit more. Maybe I stop after 10 minutes, that's okay too. But at least I tried a bit, right? Or it might be true that I'm feeling very demotivated, but it doesn't actually mean that I have to wait until I have a burst of motivation that might never come. But I can start now even though I'm feeling this way, and my motivation might come along the way, as my past experiences have shown me. I've gained motivation during other behaviors that I did, even though I didn't have that feeling in the beginning, right? Or yes, it's true that it would be better for me to have more time for this task, but I might be actually able to achieve a lot in these 10 minutes that I'm working on it. So the idea is to show yourself that you can put things into perspective. What you're saying as a justification might be true, but is not relevant to you not doing the desired behavior, task, or activity. So I hope you give this strategy a try, this 2-part strategy, right? Identifying your procrastination excuses and dismissing them with arguments that are constructive and useful to you. If you have any questions about this, or you want to work together on your procrastination behavior, please get in touch and let's talk about it. And until next time, I'm going to leave you with my kind reminder to invest in your emotional health.